Namaskar. I'm Dr. Satyapal, Associate Professor of English, Government National College, Sirsa. Friends, today we shall study William Blake's poem, The Little Black Boy. William Blake, an 18th century poet, has raised his powerful voice against the injustices against humanity. The poem The Little Black Boy is a powerful voice which supports equality of human beings. The poem argues for racial equality, insisting that our earthly life is temporary and we are all worthy of God's divine love equally. The poem has a powerful message that all human beings, black or white, rich or poor, are equal and they should be treated as equally good human beings. Let's know our poet first. William Blake. William Blake was born in 1757. He has been considered a pre-romantic. He was very famous for visual arts which he created. He was a pictorial artist and a creative artist. He has been considered pre-romantic because in his poetry no traits of neoclassical poetry are found. The poetry of Alexander Pope, neoclassical poetry, the traits found in Alexander Pope and Dryden's poetry, which is known as neoclassical poetry, are not found in poetry of William Blake. So he is not a neoclassical poet. He has been considered a pre-romantic because romantic era actually began in 1798 with the publication of lyrical ballads by William Wordsworth and S.T. Coleridge. So he comes before Romanticism and he comes after Neoclassicism and thus can be classified as pre-romantic poet. He had no formal education and he lived a life of obscurity. He was not known in his lifetime. It was after his death that he became famous as a poet. When he died in 1827, people were aware of his talent as a pictorial artist, but they were not aware of his creative skills. He apprenticed to James Bussey as an engraver and adopted engraving as an occupation. Writing of poetry remained in the background and he adopted, as I said earlier, engraving as an occupation through which he earned his livelihood. He married an illiterate girl, Catherine Boucher, in 1782. Now the question, why? Why to mention his marriage? And why to mention the word illiterate with the name of his wife? Actually, Catherine Boucher may be an illiterate girl, but she soothed his soul with her keen interest in his work. And she was so great a company to him. Her sweet company he enjoyed throughout his life. She was really a sweet wife to William Blake. And Blake loved illuminated printing, a combination of a painter and poet he was. And his interest in pictorial art that his wife loved and she supported and she helped him a lot. William Blake, the painter and poet. Look at this picture. This is the front page of his work, Songs of Innocence and of Experience. Look at the art, the symbolic design in this painting. This has been painted by none other than William Blake. William Blake, he painted this as a design for the front page of his work, Songs of Innocence and of Experience. Not only this, the little black boy, which is in your syllabus and which we are going to study today, this poem has been written on this page, and there is a beautiful painting at the top of this poem. Even towards its left and right side, as well as at the bottom, there is a picture. We are to study this poem today, and this poem came with this painting. The Chimney Sweepers, the painting which is visible on your screen, is also by William Blake. The Chimney Sweepers is a very famous poem by William Blake. What a beautiful design and painting. Look at the bottom of the page. How symbolic this painting is. London. London is another famous small poem by William Blake, and he has created a beautiful painting with this poem on a page. There is a beautiful connection between the painting and the poem. Tiger. Who has not known this poem? All these paintings, they speak volumes about the poet's painting skill, and all these paintings have been done by the great poet and painter William Blake. Now, if we talk about his poetic works, then Songs of Innocence, which was written in 1789, is a very popular collection of poems written by William Blake. In 1794, two works, Songs of Innocence and of Experience, came in one combined volume. The Songs of Innocence and Songs of Experience as Songs of Innocence and of Experience. Through his poetry, William Blake questioned values of his age. In his age, evils like color discrimination, slavery, exploitation of children, these problems were prevalent. And Blake wrote on these issues in his works. If you read more poems by William Blake, then you will find how significant the two titles are. Songs of Innocence, most of the poem in this volume are about children who are exploited by the higher class people. Songs of Experience, about the mature people who suffer at the hands of others. So this kind of feeling William Blake had in his mind, the downtrodden, the crushed, the people with a lot of sufferings in their life. That is why he anticipated change in form and content of poetry. What kind of poetry Alexander Pope and Dryden wrote? Gradually, pre-romantics, be it Thomson or Blake or other poets, they started changing it to some extent, and the final was done by William Wordsworth and S.T. Coleridge when they wrote lyrical ballads in 1798. His poetry is simple, revolutionary, lyrical. All these three traits are found in romantic poetry. If we look at the life of William Blake, then the age, especially the years during which he lived, doesn't belong to the beginning of Romanticism, because Romanticism came in 1798 with lyrical ballads, and what he anticipated as change in form and content of poetry, that that he anticipated, and he was much ahead of his times. What he anticipated came in the form of romantic poetry with Wordsworth and Coleridge. William Blake was much ahead of his times. He raised his voice against color discrimination. How ahead of time he was, almost 100 years. It is very interesting to note that he was much ahead of his times. His voice against pertinent issues like slavery or color discrimination, they make him a different kind of poet. See, he raised the question of equality of blacks and whites in poems like The Little Black Boy, which came in 1789. To our surprise, the 13th Amendment Bill for Abolition of Slavery was passed on 31st January 1865. May I tell you little more about this bill? Actually, slavery was legal in America before 31st of January 1865. And rich people used to take Negroes, Negro boys, young boys, Negro boys, black people as servants, as slaves in their houses to do the menial work. This slavery came to an end, at least the legal aspect came to an end with this 13th Amendment, which came on 31st of January 1865 in America. And before this, people were insensitive about slavery in America. But William Blake, see, almost 100 years before 1865, means in 1789, William Blake was very sensitive to this issue. And he wrote many poems about the exploitation of black people. He was not black, he was a white man, but he wrote about the humanity, suffering humanity. The poem in our syllabus, The Little Black Boy, came in 1789, and this poem advocates the equality of races, the equality of black people to the white people. So let's read the poem, The Little Black Boy. The Little Black Boy. Let's read the text aloud. My mother bore me in the southern wilds, and I am black. But oh, my soul is white. White as an angel is the English child, but I am black, as if bereaved of light. My mother taught me underneath a tree, and sitting down before the heat of day, she took me on her lap and kissed me, and pointing to the east, began to say, look on the rising sun. There God does live, and gives his light, and gives his heat away. And flowers and trees and beasts and men receive comfort in morning, joy in the noonday. And we are put on earth a little space, that we may learn to bear the beams of love. And these black bodies and this sunburnt face is but a cloud, and like a shady grove.
For when our souls have learned the heat to bear, the cloud will vanish, we shall hear his voice, saying, "Come out from the groove, my love and care, and round my golden tent like lambs rejoice." Thus did my mother say, and kissed me. And thus I say to little English boy, when I from black and he from white cloud free, and round the tent of God like lambs we joy, I'll shade him from the heat till he can bear to lean in joy upon our Father's knee. And then I'll stand and stroke his silver hair and be like him, and he will then love me.
The poet William Blake begins like, "My mother bore me in the southern wild." My mother. See the use of phrase, my mother. Belongingness, as if the poet wants to say that everyone is ours. Mother is mine. Similarly, all human beings, we belong to each other.
Now let's analyze the poem The Little Black Boy. My mother bore me in the southern wild, and I am black, but oh, my soul is white. See, the poet uses voice of an innocent black child. His mother assuring him, his mother guiding him, and the feelings of the two, the mother as well as the child, the two belonging to black community, their feelings are highlighted. My mother bore me in the southern wild, and I'm black, but oh, my soul is white. The black boy says that his mother gave birth in the southern wild, in the southern forests, and the boy asserts that he is black and I am black. Suddenly he becomes aware of his color, but oh, my soul is white. Use of an interjection, oh. He becomes aware of his color and says, oh, my soul is white. Sudden consciousness of black and white, body and soul, this is eye-catching. In the next two lines, white as an angel is the English child. White as an angel is the English child, but I am black, as if bereaved of light. The black boy, the Negro boy knows that this world associates black color with impurity and evil. Choice of the persona, the little boy, the little black boy who is totally innocent, and he's talking to his mother. Now, this little boy is aware that black color people associate with evil and impurity, while white color is associated with goodness and purity. It is believed that whiteness stands for purity and goodness, and black color stands for evil and impurity. That is why perhaps the Negro child replaces his "but I am black" with "but I am black." See the contrast. See a similar structure. But I am black. Earlier he said, and I am black. There was assertion, and now there is inferiority. But I am black. The boy laments the denial of light to him. He says that while the English child is like an angel, he uses a simile. The poet uses a simile. The child compares the English child to an angel and says, white as an angel is the English child, but I am black as if bereaved of light. I am devoid of light as if God refused to give me light. The English child shines like an angel, and I do not shine. I am black, he says. If we look in the Bible, then all the angels are white. There is no black angel. Perhaps that's why William Blake uses the word angel for the English child. Repetition of black and white. Just 4 lines we have read, and in these 4 lines you see, my mother bore in the stern wild and I am black. Again in the 4th line, but I am black. White as an angel is the English child. And in the end of line number 2, the word white has been used for the first time, and in 3rd line in the beginning again white. White and black, there is a contrast. There is a contrast between the two. There is repetition for assertion, for emphasis, and rhyme scheme of these lines, if you look at, then rhyme scheme is AB, AB. The last word of line number 1 is wild. If we designate this word as A, then wild and child, they rhyme together, they are AA, and this white and light, they are BB. It means the rhyme scheme is AB, AB. Stanza is quatrain. There are 4 lines. There is a full stop at the end of line number 4. This is a quatrain. Quatrain is stanza of 4 lines, and rhyme scheme is AB, AB. This seems to be like a ballad. Moreover, with the little changes, lines get repeated towards the end of this poem. So this poem is like a ballad. Imagery, color imagery has been used by William Blake. White color and black color. More colors will appear as the poem progresses. Similarly, as I have already pointed out, white as an angel is the English child. Here a simile has been used. The English child has been compared with an angel. So alliteration, my mother, ma sound, repetition of same sound in the beginning or in the stressed syllables is called alliteration. So the poet uses an innocent little black boy as persona, and he is talking to his mother. Tone is conversational, and the poet uses various figures of speech to express his theme, to assert what he wants to lay emphasis on. My mother taught me underneath a tree, and sitting down before the heat of day, she took me on her lap and kissed me, and pointing to the east began to say. Notice the repetition of my mother. My mother, these 2 words were there in the beginning of the first stanza. Now this is second stanza. Again these words appear, my mother, my mother, my beloved mother, who can never tell lies to me, to her son. She consoled me, she loved me, and she assured me while we were sitting underneath a tree. My mother taught me underneath a tree and sitting down before the heat of day. In front of the heat of the day, my mother taught me. She took me on her lap and she kissed me, and she pointed to the east, and she told me, tree, is this tree of knowledge, which Milton discussed in Paradise Lost, in the Eden Garden? Adam and Eve, did they suffer because of the forbidden fruit? This is a big question. East is a word of God. It is associated with the resurrection of Christ also. And towards the east, his mother points, and she begins to tell her child, look on the rising sun. There God does live and gives his light and gives his heat away. and flowers and trees and beasts and men receive comfort in morning, joy in the noonday. Now the mother explains, she assures, she consoles her son. Look on the rising sun. There God does live. God, sun is metaphor of God. In the east, where the sun rises, God lives there. And he gives his light and he gives his heat away. God is the giver. God is the giver. He gives us heat and light. It is very important for life. For survival, this light and heat is the only source. And sun is a symbol of impartiality. He gives his heat and light equally to all. One and all, everybody receives in equal measure. So my son, there is no need to worry. Look on the rising sun. God lives there and he gives his heat and light. And flowers and trees and beasts and men receive comfort in morning and joy in the noonday. These flora and fauna, this vegetation, these trees, these flowers, these leaves, they receive this light. Beasts receive this light. Men receive this light. See the use of word and. In prose, we do not write like this. In prose, we write flowers, comma, trees, comma, beasts and men. Now, this is a poet, William Blake. See, he stops and begins. He seems to end his talk and he starts it again. Flowers and trees and beasts and men. He says life continues and the sun gives his light and heat continuously to flowers and trees and beasts and men. He gives impartially. He gives in equal measure. See the imagery. And this heat and light gives us comfort in the morning and it gives us joy in the noontime. I was talking about imagery, rising sun, which is a symbol of hope. Light, heat, light is a great symbol, is a symbol of continuation of life, happiness in life. Heat is symbol of warmth. Flowers and trees and beasts and men. Order of cataloging is strange. If you look at, then flowers first, then trees, then beasts, and then men. Why men in the end? Why not in the beginning? Because men, they are not impartial. Men, they discriminate. They make a distinction between black and white. They make discrimination on the basis of caste and color. Perhaps that's why William Blake puts men in the end. Before this, he puts beasts, very cruel animals. He puts flowers first, flowers and trees and beasts and men. They all receive heat and light of the sun in equal measure and enjoy it. So the mother tells her little black boy that, my son, God is our Father. He gives us everything we need. He gives away heat and light in equal measure to all. And we are put on earth a little space that we may learn to bear the beams of love. And these black bodies and this sunburnt face is but a cloud and like a shady groove. In these lines, the mother consoles and assures the child that our life on this earth is short. And this short life has a purpose. What is the purpose? The purpose is to acclimatize ourselves for our next life in heaven, where we are to face the impartial Almighty. And we are put on earth a little space. We are for a short time on this earth, and we may learn to bear beams of love. Here we should learn how to live with each other, how to we have to learn how to live together with each other, and that too with love. We have to learn this. And these black bodies, alliteration is there, black bodies. And these black bodies and this sunburnt face. The poet compares black bodies to a garment which covers the soul. And these black bodies and this sunburnt face is but a cloud. This is a temporary garment. Finally, we have to go to heaven. This is a temporary garment, and this is not everlasting or eternal. This color discrimination prevailing all around, where blacks are considered inferior, this is not permanent, my son. Very soon, this will die down, and everybody will be equal. This is the hope latent in these lines. These black bodies and this sunburnt face is but a cloud, and like a shady groove. Again a simile, like a shady groove. Here, black bodies have been compared with shady groove. So this is a simile. So here the mother assures the son that these black bodies and sunburned faces are mere clouds. They are shady grooves. These bodies shield our soul from heat and light of God. So my son, very soon we will get rid of this cloud and we will live a life full of joy. If I talk about the poetic beauty in these lines, then sun metaphor, which began in the last stanza, that metaphor continues. The sun is a source of heat and light, and it is the sun, the too much of which makes black bodies and which burns our face. Sunburnt face. Chocolate faces are not great faces. Sunburnt faces symbolize hard work. The same rhyme scheme, AB, and same quatrain, 4-line stanza we have here. If you look at the last word of each line, for example, space, if this is A, then love is B, and face is A, and groove like love, this is B. A, B, same rhyme scheme has been used. If I talk about images, then black bodies, sunburnt face, cloud, and shady groove. These are the 4 images in these lines. Black bodies, why they are black? Because they have received too much of sunlight. Exactly opposite to the idea of white, where the little black boy lamented that as if bereaved of light in the first stanza. Actually, black bodies are black because they have received too much of sunlight. That is why black people are considered very close to God. Sunburnt face. Black bodies symbolize too much sunlight. Sunburnt faces are symbol of hard work. They symbolize hard work. Black people are closer to God as compared to white people because they have received so much of sunlight. So these images of cloud and groove, again, they are protective images. Clouds bring us rain, grooves give us shade. Notice again the use of the pronoun we. The second word in line number 1 in this stanza, we. Again in second line, we. What does this we mean? We mean togetherness. The mother teaches her son that it is not he and me. It is not you and I. It is we, black and white people. We are all together. We are all children of God. This use of pronoun we by the mother, she identifies herself with the white community. She doesn't make any discrimination. She says, all blacks and all whites are one. That is why she uses the pronoun we. For when our souls have learned the heat to bear, the cloud will vanish, and we shall hear his voice, saying, come out from the groove, my love and care, and round my golden tent like lambs rejoice. Now, in a very cool and assuring tone, the mother tells the little black boy that when our souls have learned to bear the warmth of love, the cloud of our black bodies will vanish. When we have learned how to love each other, then this discrimination will come to an end. Then people will not make a distinction between black and white bodies. Then we shall not be conscious of our color difference. The cloud will vanish. We shall hear his voice. Once we come out of these issues of discrimination based on caste and color, we will be able to listen to his voice, and he will say, come out from the groove, my love and care. He will invite us. Come out from the groove, my love. You come out to my golden tent, and round my golden tent like lambs rejoice. He'll say, you should come out of these these low kind of woes, and you should come to my golden tent. And innocent children, lambs, you should play joyfully near my tent. See, golden color. Golden color is the third color. Black and white we have already experienced. This is the third color which appears in the poem. So it has a symbolic significance now. This is an image. This is an image of golden color is an image like other colors, and black and white, now golden colored sunlight, and black and white mixed with sunlight is equal to golden. If we believe in equality, it becomes God's world everywhere. It becomes heaven everywhere, where we all will play, we all will be equal, we all will love each other. And in these lines, the first four lines on your screen, if you look at, then we have iambic pentameter. In these lines, not only these lines, the whole poem is written in iambic pentameter. What do I mean by iambic pentameter? Unstressed followed by a stressed syllable. If you look at the first line, then 4 is unstressed and when is stressed. This is one foot here. Our souls make second foot, have learned third foot, the heat, fourth foot, and fifth foot is to bear. There are 5 feet. There are 5 feet, and every feet has an unstressed syllable followed by a stressed one. This makes the meter, which is iambic pentameter. Iambic pentameter is very close to daily chat, routine chat, common parlance talk. And this poem uses, because here the mother talks to the son. So iambic pentameter is the fittest meter which William Blake uses. Now coming to the images, color image, again golden color has been used as an image, and other images we have seen here is groove, and tent is another image. Tent is another image here, and lambs is yet another image. Lamb is very important image. It stands for innocence. It stands for Christ. God is the shepherd and we are his lambs. This way it becomes a very significant symbol, a very significant image in these lines. Tent is another image. This world is God's tent, golden tent. So coming to next four lines, thus did my mother say and kissed me, and thus I say to little English boy, when I from black and he from white cloud free, and round the tent of God like lambs we rejoice. So the little black boy narrates how his mother assured him, and he asserts that now he tells his white counterpart that when the difference of white and black will vanish, they will enjoy heavenly life on this earth. Then they will be free from the cloud. Thus did my mother say and kissed me. My mother taught me. My mother informed me. My mother assured and consoled me that my son, there will not be any difference in future. No color discrimination will be there. In the eyes of God, we all are equal. And the same thing I teach to the English boy, and I tell him, when I from black and you from white cloud be free, when you and I, we will forget this discrimination, then we will be able to enjoy our life. They will enjoy the tent of God. They will play together. Still yearning for an equal place with the English child, the little black boy wishes that he were equal to the white boy. This is what we will see in the next lines. So lamb is an image which stands for innocence. Lamb though comes towards the end of the poem, but lamb has been lurking in the poem right from the beginning, because we hear the voice of an innocent little black boy. The image of innocent lamb, meek lamb, came to my mind right in the beginning of the poem. You must have seen Christ holding a lamb, and this little child is like a lamb. I'll shade him from the heat till he can bear to lean in joy upon our Father's knee. And then I'll stand and stroke his silver hair and be like him, and he will then love me. Look at the mental state of the little black boy. He is still yearning for an equal place with the English boy. The little black boy wishes that he shades him from the intense heat. I'll shade him from the heat till he can bear to lean in joy upon our Father's knee. I will support him. I will shade him. I will help him until he learns how to live together with love, to lean in joy upon our Father's knee. He wants to help the white boy in learning how to bear the heat. If we look at the mental state of the little black boy, then we find that even now, despite his mother's assurance, the little black boy feels inferior. He wishes to stroke silver hair, he says, and then I'll stand and stroke his silver hair. Look at the whistling sound in this line. Stand and stroke his silver hair. Three sounds. Stand, stroke his silver hair. As if he's enjoying the hope that one day he will enjoy what he is dreaming now, that what he is dreaming he will see in reality. He wishes to stroke the silver hair of the white boy and wants to look like him. Now this indicates his sense of inferiority. He wants to look like the white boy. The little black boy also dreams that when the cloud of black and white vanishes, The white boy will love him. The white boy will love him. He imagines, he hopes that one day black people will be loved by the white people. William Blake rightly makes the little black boy wish for the love of white boy, and equal place with him, dream of equal place with the white boy. Blake was aware of the fact that differences and discriminations are on, and it will take time for them to vanish. In these lines, the fourth color, silver color, emerges as an image. Silver, if you look at silver, is silver possible without black? No, it's not possible. How can one imagine silver color without black? As a school child, all of you must have mixed colors. Whenever we wanted to make silver, black was used. And that is why silver and golden, these are not inexpensive. These are very expensive. These are worthy of value. So, golden tint of God and silver color of the English boy have been used as symbols. But black is essential. Innocence of the little black boy, various images, choice of persona, an innocent black boy, use of similes and metaphors, alliteration, use of whistling sounds, use of images, conversational tone, iambic pentameter, which is very close to common talk, and the message that we should love every human being irrespective of his caste and color. This message is crystal clear in this poem, and all these features make William Blake's poem The Little Black Boy one of his best poems.
Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you have enjoyed the poem The Little Black Boy, especially the message in the poem that we all human beings are equal in the eyes of God, and we should treat everyone as an equal partner in this journey of life, irrespective of caste, color or gender. Thank you very much.